Hello everyone and welcome to the channel as Reed. Now I have these 5 unexpected tips to make ornaments for your Christmas tree. They are very simple to do and especially very cheap, and I am sure they will love it. So without more than ado, we see what they are. Surely if they follow the channel they must have some plenty of plastic accounts of the projects that we have done in the past, because now it is time to use them and make these unexpected ornaments. Just take a bowl that is for oven. That is, the heat supports, and put some metal cookie cutters in the way you have in clear Christmas in. This case I have this Mickey Mouse head, so it will look very good. Now just fill it with the accounts of the colors that you want and go accommodating them so that they are well distributed throughout the cutter. Since they have done it optionally remove the mold, I recommend that they leave it because it depends on the fall of their container. This one may not be very well, but if they take it, they should have something more or less like that. In this case I had another star mold and another by Mickey also, which I left it with the mold because I filled it more, but you can put it thinner or thick in the colors they have. Now just put their containers in a convection oven at a temperature of 280 degrees Celsius and leave them there for about 20 or 30 minutes. This will depend a lot on the power of their oven, so they are constantly checking so that they are not burned. Since time they will have their figures as shown. As I had already mentioned, I preferred to leave the mold since if you can't run a little. But as you can see they look very good, and as they can realize I made a hole to put a transparent thread to be able to hang them to the tree, as they see the hand is much thicker and it is much better, so try and tell me that they made them and that they had. I have already shown several things that can be done with these clothing tweezers, and this time it will not be the exception. Just take a little foamy of 3 different tones of green and mark some triangles that I do in this case only putting some diagonal lines on the banks of each sheet as you can see on the screen. Make 3 other 3 medium boys and finally 3 big light in proportion to the wooden clamp. Now just take their scissors and cut each of the leaves inside the line so that it is not seen that part will be seen or you were scratched. They can put it in the part that will be attached to the wood. Since they finish them, they should have 3 triangles, and as they see here they form a Christmas tree. They take their scissors again and they are going to make a straight cut in the 2 largest triangles of foamy. As I show them in the video, do not have to be perfect, but as I always tell them, as long as they can at the end they should have the pieces in this way. Now they just take your silicone gun and put a point at the top of the clamp and paste the smaller triangle, then put another and paste the part of the medium triangle, and finally the largest part. They could do this with white glue, but to make it faster I hit it with silicone. Since they have hit them all should see more or less like that. In this way they will already have an ornament for their tree that, apart from being very spot, you will not need any hook or thread since it will be held with the same clamp. In the same way I had already put several tips with palette or abatement sticks, and it had been shown in particular but a little more intricate. But if you want to make a star guy with them, just take 4 palette sticks and put them, if you want, already painted. Take your silicone gun and put a point on the above one of them and put another on top of this, forming a cross. Then hit another on top but now crossing that cross, and finally paste another balengas crossing all of them and forming an asterisk, or in this case a star type. Just make a small hole in one of the sticks to put the thread with which they will hang it to your weapon. If you want you can also leave it the color of the wood and do it with thinner palette sticks, and it will also look great, and everything with a little silicone and palette sticks. This is one of the simplest since it is made with foamy, but that has an infinite number of possibilities to make its loves. In this case I am going to make the symbol or shield of Captain America, since now it is so fashionable and those little ones will surely love. So I only take a red foamy leaf or the one they need, and with the compass I make a large circle, since it is outside, and a smaller one that is that of the middle part after taking their scissors, and cut it as even as possible. I can tell you that I am very bad by cutting circles, but remember that they don't have to be perfect. Already finished, they should have both as I show them. Now take a white foamy leaf and make a circle a little smaller than the first one we did but larger than the second. In the same way, regrade it to obtain the desired circle. Finally take another blue pure leaf and make a smaller circle than the boy's red we did at the beginning. They will take their scissors and cut until they have the last circle we need to make the shield of this superhero. Now just take an adhesive pencil, since it is the best thing to paste the foamy, and join all the parts of the big boy as we cut them. Try to guide themselves with the hole that leaves the compass to have the most aligned as possible. but in the end they should have something similar to this. Nothing else is missing to hit his typical star. That the truth was not very good for me, but I don't know why the stars in particular cost me a lot of work. Now with the drilling they do a hole to put the thread with which they will hang it to your tree and should be seen as follows. As you can see, I did a few more like Batman, Flash and Superman. So now they will no longer have a pretext to be able to decorate their tree of what their children, nephews or grandchildren like the most because it is very easy and you don't see anything else. And returning to clothing tweezers, we can also make other very simple ornaments for your tree or to sew a sign. Do a magnet or what you can think of. So just take some white paint and begin to complete. Since they have finished painting on both sides, just let them rest for at least 10 minutes to dry the paint well. Since he has done it, now with a down, mark the eyes of our snowman in each of the tweezers and then with a little silicone, paste the typical carrot nose. In this case it is an orange rolled lead, but it can be foamy, a small pompon or even a plastic account equal to orange. Now to see an improvement, put on a scarf that can be of yarn, some fabric that they have, like me in this case one that I had of Christmas with which I did some cushions. Or with what they have at hand. Put it around the clamp and pick it up with a little silicone. Finally, and if they have space, mark the buttons that also characterize this type of dolls, so that since they are seen they look as follows. As they see they look very parents and just like those of the Christmas tree there will be no need to put some thread or hook to hang them on their tree because they can only hook them and are ready. As they could see these were the 5 tips to make their own Christmas ornaments and as you can see, it already looked great in the tree. As I mentioned, you can do them with different molds, drawings or what you like and imagine. It is an ideal activity to do with the little ones since they can help them in almost all the steps. So tell me which one you liked best or what you did. As you know, if they liked this video, give them a little hand up, subscribe, share with all their family, friends and acquaintances. As usual, see you in the next videos. Thanks.